Greetings and salutations, everybody out there in interwebs land. Um, Suppose maybe I'm a little bit bored today watching Everton versus Hull City, so I'm gonna make my first video which has political content. Yay, because that's what we need more of, right? On the internet is politically motivated videos. As I said in my introductory video, I'm gonna try my best not to be overly partisan or overly biased. I mean, everybody has biases. Obviously, be a silly bugger if you said that you didn't. Um, but I'm going to try and focus on factual analysis and or logical analysis of things and stuff. So for today's video, I just want to introduce myself a little bit, let you know what I'm all about, and go into a little quasi-thesis that I call "What's Your End Game?" So a little bit about me. I'm a little bit older than a lot of YouTubers, um, so I suppose my perspective is therefore necessarily somewhat different. Some might argue yes, some might argue no. I would argue yes. So, all people are different, and your circumstances, in addition to your DNA, tend to make up you as a person, and your expressions will result thusly. So, I watch a lot of YouTube these days, just because the political climate in this country, and that country being America, or this country being America, to me is very interesting. Um, I want to call out by name a couple of YouTubers who I think are doing an extraordinary job of actually bringing logic um, and reason to the forefront. And these aren't the only people that I think are doing a good job, but I would say that guy T, if you're out there, if you ever see this video, you are one intelligent, well-spoken son of a gun. You should consider running for office. Other guys I like are that black guy, Blair White, I think says a lot of intelligent things. Don't get me wrong, I don't agree with everything that these people say. I try very, very hard to view content that is both agreeable to me and disagreeable to me. Um, I probably won't name a lot of people that I find disagreeable just because maybe they'll think I'm trying to assail them in some negative way, and I certainly don't want that. But I probably will mention a lot of people whose content I do like. I'm not being subsidized anyway for doing this, nor would I like to be. But those people that I mentioned, and there's a few other ones as well, I think that your reasoning is sound. You don't seem to be angry for anger's sake. You don't seem to be pandering to the lowest common denominator, which I really appreciate. And I'm going to try to do the same. Again, um, I might make answer videos or reaction videos. It's not my primary goal, but if I do get to the point where people are making videos about my videos, then I might have something to say about it. But it won't be too conflagratory, and I certainly won't use personal attacks based on your appearance or creed or sexual orientation or even your political orientation. I might make attacks on your logic or your lack of factual usage, but that's a wholly different thing. So anyway, that being said, really, really quickly, what's your end game? This to me is the most problematic, and I kind of don't like the word problematic, but here it fits. Problematic issue in today's sort of meme-based politicization of everything, most issues. Um, People generally want to point fingers and wag their fingers and blame this person or this group and that group um, for whatever problems might exist. And this is conservatives and liberals I'm talking about now. I'm not blaming social justice warriors. I'm not blaming the alt-right. Um, I'm talking about everybody. Um, they want to encapsulate their beliefs into emotional appeals and then use really asinine things like memes and Facebook posts and Twitter posts and Tumblr posts and this post and that post to get their point across. Now these things are very effective because people are generally susceptible to emotional appeal. And why wouldn't we be? Because we're emotional beings, right? The problem with this is once you do any degree of fact checking, you will see that a lot of the memery, as I will call it, is not overwhelmingly factually based. And even the ones that are factually based can take things out of context to a large extent. The next thing I'll say about that is this. If you feel so passionate about an issue, and I'm fantastically glad that a lot of us do these days, but if you feel so compelled to comment about an issue or bring up a problem you see in society, please, 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 please also come up with a solution. Because if you don't, you're just spinning your wheels and you're not making it any better for anybody else. I really, really, really have to question the motives of anybody who identifies problems, plays the blame game, but doesn't come up with a solution. Because it seems like it's good for a lot of people. And yes, YouTube. It's good for a lot of people because, I mean, if you look at a lot of different organizations, and I'm not going to go into too much factual stuff here, but I will in subsequent videos, numerous organizations and numerous YouTubers, honestly, make a pretty significant amount of money from talking about issues in a divisive and polarizing manner. They don't care about facts. They don't care about debate. They may say that they do, but I would, I would wager they don't. They might. I can't prove that they don't. Um, but think of it this way: a person who really cares, like Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He cared about an issue. He identified the issue. He researched the cause of the issue, what he thought the causes were. He got people together. He endeavored to educate people. He employed facts, and he employed some emotional appeal as well, a lot of emotional appeal. But himself and like-minded people actually got together, actually came up with solutions, actually lobbied to get those solutions enacted, and were very successful in doing so. These days, it seems like, if you offer a solution, then maybe the problem's going to go away, and then you've got nothing to talk about. Then your YouTube channel goes belly up, and your source of funding goes away. This is the thing I worry about. So if you really care about issues, if you really care about equality, if you really care about helping out your fellow man, woman, or whoever it might be, really think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And then, try and rally the troops to come up with a real, actual solution. If you don't do that, I have to call into question the validity of what you're saying in general. So, again, don't want to be too harsh on anybody, because you do definitely need to bring attention to issues, to social issues, and other kinds of issues as well. But social issues seem to be the ones that are garnering the most attention these days. So please consider when you're making videos, when you're posting memes, why are you doing it? And maybe be a little bit responsible, because unfortunately, like, if you get 1 million views, that's 1 million people who are listening to what you say. And if you're being irresponsible, it can have a negative effect on millions of people, whether it's a meme, a Facebook post, a YouTube video, or this or that. So you have to decide, is making, I'm not even sure how much money people make on YouTube, but a couple $1,000s a month more important than actually helping alleviate the suffering of people in America and other countries? I would say not, but if you disagree with that, you're welcome to. So I see we're almost at the 9 minute 15-second mark. So I'll kind of shut it off from here. But that's originally the first thing I wanted to say was that, like, let's think about what our end game is. Let's think about what the solution is. Because if you're just pointing out a problem and you're not working to create a solution to the problem, really working to do it, then I question your motives. That's all she wrote for this first one.